Jazz hands.
I was doing jazz peace signs.
Jazz hands.
Hello, hello,
Okay.
hello,
Hello. Hello.
hello.
Hello. Meow.
Meow.
Tina's here. I don't know if anyone else is here. Oh, I forgot to tweet it real live. Maybe that's why.
Oh, that
I
might be
tweeted it on my Twitter, but I need to tweet it on the other Twitter. It's too much stuff.
too many Twitters.
Live now. Stop. Okay, there it's tweeted. Maybe people will peek their head in or whatever. That sounded weird. um, I actually feel nervous because Sandra seems a very high expectation for me for this one. Well, it's because, to be honest, I didn't understand everything, so I just assumed you were smarter than me and understood everything. But yeah, do you want to start with thoughts? We are here to discuss Dispossessed. I forgot to
Not
say.
me holding up the wrong book. I'm like, we're here to discuss this book, and it's
No,
like, God,
already done that. Already talked about Wheel of Time. That's another read along, Cecilia.
this book. These are
That's
peanuts.
peanuts.
I don't have anything to
Um,
hold.
yeah, we're here to talk about the Dispossessed by Guin, which was our pick for July for Facing Gays.
Mhm.
The gayest club of them all. Not the gayest, but like very gay club.
A very gay club.
And
I mean, look at
just
our
like
background.
very true. And if anyone is here and just like watches the beginning because they're bored, our next pick for August is The Wicked Bargain, which I have here. I of course have gotten hold of it. So we're reading this now in August. And then
Mhm.
our pick for September is This Is How You Lose the Time War.
Yes.
And then our pick for October is the Gilded Stories.
The Gilded Stories. Yes.
Yeah, which I don't have yet because like the new edition that is coming doesn't come out until the end of September, so I'm gonna get that
Makes sense.
because it has a pretty cover. The edition that is out now is ugly, so
Exactly.
I don't have that yet because I can't have something that's not out yet. I'm not that
And that's
cool.
ugly.
Yeah, and it's ugly.
Right.
So yeah, I just want to say that before we like talk about the book because sometimes maybe people want to like just see the beginning of the live show,
Yes.
but we are gonna try to discuss this. Do you want to start with thoughts or should I?
With thoughts? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, do you want to
Um,
start?
it's like one of those. I liked the book, but I also didn't like the book. And the the explanation is that I like it as a concept. I like the themes. I like the writing. But did I enjoy my time reading it? No, I was bored. Um, because I remember I was at work, and I was reading because I wasn't doing much at work. And as I was reading the book, I felt like I needed a break from reading because I was bored. So I started doing work, and that's not good. So I started like doing like stuff that doesn't need to be done, like cleaning the windows. You
Yeah.
know, what's but
So
yes,
would you then rate your like enjoyment really low and then like story and writing high? Like if you're gonna like separate the writing, the
right,
rating?
yeah, like that's
Yeah.
probably what I would do. Is that my enjoyment? I'd probably put it as like a 2. But like as a story and like as a concept and maybe like as a TV show or something, I'd like it more because I would have like the visuals keeping me interested. Um, I think like as a book, as a concept, I would put it at like a 4, 4.5.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sandra?
I think that this is not a book to read in one sitting like I did
Yeah.
because it was very easy to zone out. Um which is maybe my own fault, but you can't know that before you start a book. Like, how would I know? um, I think that Ursula Gwyn, I don't know what happened there. You got what I was trying to say.
Mhm.
It's like she's a master storyteller, or was because she's dead, but she's brilliant. She's a brilliant brain. She writes very well. She's very smart,
Mhm.
and like her concepts are amazing, just like you said. But like as an enjoyable story, I thought it was hard to get what was going on. Like I felt a bit stupid. And
Mhm.
I thought in the beginning it was very like and then I was like really into it. But as like I was not I think happened, it was like too abstract for me. And I
Mhm.
know that she created a very like real and fascinating and cool world. But I feel like there was enough story in the world to be like what to say, a 5-star read.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it was bad. It's not a bad book. It is a brilliant book.
Mm-hmm.
But just because you create something very cool, like a brilliant system or like a world, I still need like a story that I care about. And like
Mm-hmm.
even like the character, like I didn't care about him.
Right.
And I like, for example, like the ending, I felt like ended very like abruptly. I didn't really get the ending. Not that it needs to be like a specific ending, but a bit you kind of need it in a book. I was just like, what? um, when everything when it brings things together, but did it bring things together? Because I just like didn't get it. Last
Right.
chapters, 3 chapters. Maybe I should reread the last 3 chapters then.
Maybe.
Maybe
I
that's what
mean,
I need to do.
maybe. True. I mean, like, yeah, this is definitely a book where you read like a chapter a day. So it
Yeah,
can like really sink in. And I also
yeah.
didn't do that. I read it in like 3 days. So like I still read it quickly, but I still feel like it was too quickly. Like
Yeah.
I should have treated it like it was a nonfiction.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a nonfiction, to be honest. Just that it isn't real, but it feels a bit like a nonfiction.
Right. Like just like the
Yeah,
way that it like talks about concepts and thoughts like that. I'm like,
I feel like this is what I need to do, and it's not a book I would disregard reading again. By the way, I feel
mhm,
like if I read it again, I will have more payoff.
right.
And I know that this is just one of the books in a Hainish cycle, which is basically like the sci-fi novels, but they're all standalones.
Mhm.
So I want to read all of those. So I feel like I should do that, but not in a day. It's not a book you read in a day. A lot of book you can read in a day, but maybe not this one.
Mhm. True.
It's a bit like a memoir. Not that this is the one, but it's like when I read a memoir, I don't read that in a day. I kind of like have it as audiobook over several days.
Mhm.
You know?
Right. Especially because we are following Shevik and
Yeah.
like pretty much going through most of his like a lot most of his life at least. So in terms of like big events and what's shaped him as a person. So in that way it kind of did feel like a memoir, but like
Yeah.
more like I guess a biography because
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
First 2 times I read, I didn't like it. And third, I was like, "Wow, this is your favorite." Maybe we need to read it 4 times.
Right. I was like, maybe we need to read a couple more times. Next time I'll again read a chapter a day, max. That's what I'll do. And maybe like
But I feel like even if I read a chapter a day, I would be like, "Oh, I need to just get through this one chapter and I'm done."
right. Or it's gonna
But
become me with a Fire and Blood. It's gonna take me actually 6 months
you're
to
still not done.
no, I'm literally like 300 pages into that 700-page book. I'm not even halfway through.
I bet if I started today, I will finish it before you.
I have to read this. Sandra, this is so much thicker.
I bet if I started that today, I will finish it before you.
Oh my gosh, don't do that.
No, but it's not a bad book. I would never say this is bad. I would just say that I felt a little out of my depths in it.
Mhm.
Maybe the right word. Ironically, by the way, I tried to read a bit about the book before the live because I want to like what's it called? Remember more.
Mm.
And it says that Ursula based, or not based, but like modeled Shevek after Oppenheimer.
That is so
because
funny.
because her parents knew him and were friends with him.
Oh.
And I think that's so funny because the movie, it's
Mhm.
just out, and I watched it twice in the cinema because I'm obsessed.
That's why.
So I want to see it again. Don't look at me. So I was just like, I could see it. I could see what she. I could see.
I can see it now that you say that. I see the similarities.
Yeah,
Of Shevik.
and I just thought it was funny. That's what I got to say. Want to talk a bit about what happened in the book. I don't know if I can tell you even, but apparently, I feel really stupid admitting this. Please don't judge me.
Okay.
Apparently, according to what I read about today, is that the different chapters are set in different timelines, and I didn't realize.
Oh no.
So that explains maybe why I was so confused.
That yeah, that'll explain it because I
Like, don't judge me, please. Don't
I'm
judge
not.
me.
I'm not.
Don't look at me.
Taida might be judging you, but but I'm not. It was like what was I gonna say?
I realized now when like I read it, I just it makes sense. But when I was reading it, nothing in here.
That's fair.
But now in afterthought, I'm like, ah.
Yep. Oh my gosh. No, please don't die. I feel like I noticed that even when we had like the dual not dual perspectives, dual timelines, I did notice that I was more interested in the previous stuff going up until, man, how do you pronounce this planet's name? It's like
I don't know. But I didn't even like my brain didn't even like register that we were on different planets at the time. Because I was just like, no, no, because I thought we were just like traveling. I don't even know, okay, dude. Myself. I don't even know. What was I thinking? That's why it's saying I think I need to read it again.
Yeah, definitely. You're right. You're not wrong. But yeah, I was more interested in like what happened before Shevik went to. Man, I don't know why I'm blanking on what the planet's name is. I mean, Uros, yeah, because I know there's Uros and then there's Ad. In fact, there was maps. Maybe not on the edition I was looking at. Well, I was looking at the ebook and it always just skips to the chapter, and I never go forward, so I didn't see any of the maps. But that's just me not looking at the entire ebook. But yes, Uros. Yeah, I was more interested. Anaris, yeah, I was more interested in everything that was taking place on Anaris and watching Shevik kind of not deprogram himself, but kind of realize, oh, you know what, Anaris has some issues, but then, of course, on Urus, he realizes that too. Once he's like, oh my gosh, man, maybe capitalism isn't good.
Yeah. When in the beginning he came from the other planet and he was gonna go back or something.
What do you mean?
Now all the way in the beginning he leaves the planet he had been like living on.
Yeah, Anaris.
He goes to another planet.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone was just like angry at him, and I was just like, what? And there was like random sex. I was just like, why are we having sex?
Yeah, Shevik was getting it down. I was trying to wonder. I wanted to see a picture of this man because I swear.
Well, now you can imagine Cillian Murphy.
You know, I get it because
now you get it, because if he looks like Cillian Murphy, I would also get down.
Then I understand.
Now you understand. Now it makes sense.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, there is that rape scene. I forgot about that.
I blocked it out of my mind. Yeah, but it was just
happens when he gets drunk, in Urus, and he assaults her. I want to say it happens midway through the book.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
So what did the ending mean?
What do you mean, like him going back to Urus?
Yeah.
To me, it kind of seemed like it was in a culmination of like, oh, Urus sucks, Anaris sucks, but I want to go see my family, so I guess we got to go to Anaris. That's what it felt like to me, which makes sense.
Well, now I'm confused. Did he come from Earth or Anaris in the beginning when he was leaving one of the planets? Which planet was he leaving?
He was leaving Anaris and going to Urus.
And Urus is the Utopia.
Is like the capitalist. Anaris is like capitalism. Urus is like communism.
Yes. And he had stayed at Anaris to like study.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Like,
and then he was leaving.
You know how Oppenheimer went to New Mexico to work on the bomb. It's like that. It's like that. Imagine that. And then, once he was done with the bomb, he came back.
Oh my god, hi Sarah.
Sarah. Hello.
Sarah is on Rhodes. Like the island. The Greek island. She's on holiday.
Yeah.
Do you have no idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Sarah is on a Greek island on holiday.
Oh, I'm jealous. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking
What's
Arcanist, but also still like
what's the difference between arcanist and communism?
Arcanist is slightly lost on me, but I know communism is
I know what
everything.
communism
Well,
is,
yeah,
but like, what's the
which
difference?
which Anaris was very communist in that way, but I'm pretty sure Arcanist is like I don't know why I'm blanking on it at the moment. Let me look this up.
I don't know anything. I'm gonna Google too.
I feel stupid now that I can't think of the term myself.
So I'm just sitting here thinking about Oppenheimer now, and I'm like, should I watch it next week alone?
Oh my gosh.
That's where my brain is at.
Okay, Arcanism is a political theory advocating the abolition of hierarchical government and the organization of society as a voluntary cooperative basis without recourse to force or compulsion. Yeah.
But is it the same as communism, or you could be an
Versus
arcanist communist? Apparently, jeez.
yeah. It's class related in society in which all property is publicly owned and each person works and is paid accordingly to their abilities and needs. So it's kind of like a mix. Yeah.
But in communism, do they not have like authority? Like,
There's like some authority, which in Anaris, what was I gonna say? Because in Anaris there is some authority because especially if there's like a whole rebel kind of not syndicate, but like in order to rebel, you need to rebel against something, which means there needs to be some form of authority. Like it's not as huge as Urus, but yeah.
hmm.
See, I think he saw how deeply fucked up Urus is, and that reminded him of the reason why the Guin project exists and inspires him to try to fix it and continue the revolution. Yeah.
And Urus was where it was good.
Yeah, Urus was just capitalism, you know, the poor and the rich. We know.
Yeah.
The thing.
The thing. And he realizes it because when he comes there, everyone was very like, oh, here we just throw out the clothes into space.
Right.
Because that's cheaper. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I will also say, Sarah, is that we haven't in this world had a true, actual, like, communist nation. Just because, like, they call themselves communists doesn't mean they're actually communists because they still practice a lot of capitalist ideals. So, like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
but yeah,
China is communist, but there's a billion poor people in China. If China was truly communist, everyone should have as much as each other.
Right,
just,
exactly.
Yeah. So everyone in China should live the same if they were truly communist. But then it's like different branches of communism, and then like blah, 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 and then it gets complicated. So basically, just politics sucks, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like it all.
That's the ground. The ground line is that everything sucks, and we are humans, and we are greedy, and we just want power and money to control other people, no
Pretty
matter
much.
what you follow.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
You're not wrong. Communism lied. Communism zero sugar.
But yeah, so because when he came and like was visiting, they were all just like treating him like. Obviously, he was like a guest, but like it was very interesting to see how they were like, "Oh, we're just gonna throw out these clothes in space because it costs more to clean them than to just throw them." Like, what the fuck?
Right.
And then like he had come from this place where they like basically lived off. It seemed to me that they lived off like what they produced themselves, or was it just me?
Yeah, it seemed like.
Yeah. So I was just like, it's really interesting contrast, I guess. And then he was in a relationship with a dude, and they had banged a lot, and that's what I got.
You're right. They did bang a lot.
And I'm like, wish it was me. No, I'm joking.
Are you?
Fast fashion, baby.
Are you?
Which part?
True. Anaris is quite poor. They've always struggling with resources. True. It's like overall, and then you see the rich people, but that's just how it goes. There's always a couple of like really rich people at the top, and everyone else is poor.
Well, you live in the United States of America. You know how it is.
Correct.
Not that I'm saying that they're not rich people in Norway, but
Right.
it's
As we're currently going through a environmental crisis. Well, like no,
I,
a recent one like that just started like 2 days ago. Pretty much Hawaii's on fire.
yeah, I saw.
And I know people who are going to Hawaii on vacation like 2 days.
Also, Norway is like flooding. So like
Is it
the
really?
like yeah, it's like floods everywhere. So like lots of roads are closed, and it's just like crisis. People are like lost their homes. Like
That's
yeah,
crazy.
there's like crisis here too. Like, it's a crisis for me because I'm waiting for a package, but the trains are closed. I'm not getting it. I want my books, dude.
Tired of you. Tired of
I
you.
was just like, people lost their homes. Sandra didn't go to her books. Priorities in life, you know.
Priorities, of course.
Yeah. Either way, that sounded really mean. I hope you all know that.
I know that was
I'm
a
just,
joke. I know that
I
was
know. I was just like, that's people would take that clip out of context, and then I will be cancelled.
just roads just stopped being on fire too. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I know. It's like so far it's the deadliest wildfire in US history. Which
Maybe Hawaii just shouldn't be a part of the U.S. Then it's not in U.S. history anymore because they basically just took the island anyway.
I mean you're right. They did take the island.
Yeah, it's quite rude to be honest.
Very.
You know, this is unrelated to the book, but sometimes when I imagine Hawaii, because when you hear the word island, I just imagine like a really tiny place, like a little tiny, like,
Mhm.
you know, when you just see an island in the ocean, you can see around the whole thing. That's what
Mm.
islands becomes in my mind. And then when you actually go there, you're like, it's huge. I don't know how to explain it.
Right. I mean, England, like the whole UK is an island.
Yeah, but then when you're there, you don't see that as an island. But in my head, it is not. I don't know. In theory, all of the world is an island because we're all on the ocean. But
Right.
either way, we are scrambling for eggs. I was gonna say. Um, but as we're discussing this, like communism and capitalism, and all that, you can like even this is written, you know, what in the 70s, it's still like really relevant to today,
Right, exactly.
and
Like
that's
I
kind of
understand
scary.
like I know exactly what Ursula K. Le Guin is talking about in all these things because, you know, the 70s was a very tumultuous time politically.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
and the fact that it's like, wow, if you told me this is written like 3 years ago, I would believe you.
Yeah, like imagine you didn't know when it was released, and
Right.
then you just like read it.
You're
I
like,
would
wow,
just,
who is this
I,
new and upcoming author? And
I would just be like, I wouldn't even blink. Probably, obviously we know, but like I wouldn't blink because it's like what has changed? Nothing. It's just worse now.
true. It's just worse and slightly different and more technological. That's it.
Yeah. So basically, ground zero is that the whole book is about him going to a place and I realized his dad is bad and where he come from was also bad, and then he needs to fight for someone, and then the book ends.
Yeah. Please tell me Earth 3 has a different tone. Otherwise, I'm going to be scared to try that too.
Okay, so it's completely different because it is a fantasy book. This is a sci-fi book, but also they are much shorter. But she writes very like concise sentences. I know that some people struggle with writing Urusula. I'm not gonna deny that, but I personally think that they're written so well that she doesn't need more words. Like they're like 150 pages each or something.
Right.
But it's like that is also a book that you kind of can't. I was gonna say speed read is maybe the wrong word, but like consume in a day, I would like take a bit of time with it. But
Mm.
it's just it's brilliant too. It also brings up a lot of stuff in the real world that we have, and it's still relevant, and it's also old book.
Right.
Yeah, but it's more like
Right.
this was more like obviously Ursula's writing. I don't know how to describe it.
Right. But it's also like, also depends on the tone of the story. Like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that, you know, like Legends of Lattes doesn't have the same tone as like, Mistborn or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're like, you know, I think it also depends on like the context of the story. If it's very like this book, very political heavy, very theme heavy, versus like, oh, we're having a fun time going around the country, you know? Kind of
So
scary.
I think my chin looked weird. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Are you petting yourself?
I don't know. Yeah, I was just like, why does my chin look so weird? But yeah, either way, sorry. But yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. Have you read Earthsea? Oh, this is your first Ursula book?
Right. I have the whole Earthsea series on my shelves, the very pretty edition. I'm just.
I also have the
Oh, it's right there. I can see
it's
it.
the red with a dragon.
No, let me grab it. I could see it from here. I'm not far. Oh, I can get it without having to get out of my bed. Love that for me. Okay, no, it's this pretty penguin edition.
Oh, I have the same.
Yeah, I think it's pretty.
But I have many. It's not all of the books. It's just the 4 first books.
Yeah, this one's just the first 4 books. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also really, for like
Yeah,
weird tangent, but I love like the font of Earthsea. I can't explain it. Like of this bind up. Love the font.
The ugly. What's the ugly one? The old one? I have too many editions of Earthsea. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it.
We all have that one thing that we have multiple editions of, and I only have one of those that I have multiple editions of.
I just got rid of some multiple editions. You should be proud of me. I unhauled.
I am proud of you. I just bought a book today.
I'm proud of you.
At like 4 a.m, but it's fine. Oh, the one with the face. I know the one with the face. I know it's not good. But yes, what else to discuss with this book?
I don't know.
Unless you want to get really deep into themes and politics.
Well, there's a lot of themes and politics. I just don't know if my brain cells is smart enough.
There is a lot of themes and politics in this book. Like discussion of freedom, Sorry, I got my notes out here. We're discussing of freedom and different like the utopian ideals like we talked about and how they all kind of suck. I have not read Vagabonds.
What's that? Vagabonds.
By Hao Junfang?
I haven't read it, but I feel I heard about it. Ooh, maybe I should read it.
Does it look good?
It looks a bit good.
Oh, that's good. Yay.
Will I understand anything? No.
You know what? It'd be like that sometimes.
It's also translated by Ken Liu. He's following us.
Is he really?
Yeah, because Ken Liu is the author of the Dandelion Dynasty, and I mixed him up. With Xixin Liu, and I thought they were the same dude, but it was only that Ken Liu had he translated? Yeah, he had translated Xixin Liu. So I thought that he was the author of the other books that Xixin Liu had written. It was a whole thing. Either way, point is that he just keeps following us now at this point. Wait, I like the one with a face. I want this one. Can I get this one?
Wait, show me what it looks like.
It's in the Facing Gaze Discord.
Oh, let me go to the Discord.
Can you send me the ESPN number so that I can look for it?
Even on my laptop, I can't use the Discord app, so I always have to open up a browser.
Why?
It's because my laptop is stupid sometimes. Okay, I've had it for a while.
Maybe it's just you who is stupid.
Actually, I got it in 2020, so is it even that old?
I want this Earthsea book. Rebel Voices. Disreputable Stories from Trailblazing Women.
Oh yeah, I don't like that edition. No,
I like it.
No. It looks like graphic design is my passion. Looks like something I created in the 6th grade.
I found it. Oh, I can get it. It was cheap too.
No,
yeah?
Don't do it.
Don't
do it, guys. Guys, tell me. Tell Sandra not to do it.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Heads up, Vagabond's even slower than the Dispossessed.
Ooh, wait. Ooh. Well, that's sorry. I'm putting it on my wish list. I remember to buy it. Wait, it came in 2023. It's really new.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Dang.
It came this year.
Huh. How will you know if it's written by a woman if it's not hot pink? Exactly. Sandra, no, don't do it. Right. That's how I feel. Ooh. That's how it felt when I first looked at what is that book called? I have it on my shelves and I can't see it at the moment. Oh, My Year of Rest or Relaxation. It's like it's written by a woman, so we need to make it hot pink.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the cover. And the more I study like the art, it's getting uglier by the minute,
I
and I
told
want
you. I told you.
it more and more.
No.
Yeah,
Sandra.
Cecilia.
Yeah.
Okay, do you
Judging.
have more to say about the Dispossessed, or did we give up after 30 minutes?
I'm trying to think of more.
Okay, there's so much many more things you could talk about if
There's
you're
so
like
much
a
more.
deep and cool discusser, but we are not. We are stupid. And also, Cecilia is sick and has been puking, so her brain has fried. They went out with a puke in the toilet.
I have had half an hour of sleep.
Jeez, dude.
Oh, that has a thing. Relatable. I
What
saw
about a
the book
Sandra
shop and was
sugar?
like, it's hideous. I need it.
Yes, I also need it. I agree. I
I mean,
agree
we do
wholeheartedly.
all sometimes have those books. I'm trying to think of a book that I have that's like really ugly, but I can't think.
Wait, I can find one easy. I have many books.
I don't think I have one that's like really ugly. I don't buy ugly books like that. I try to make sure.
Right, all my pretty books are like nearby
Oh,
me
thank you,
because
Sarah. I'm just dying, but I called out of work, so now I have technically 2 days off in a row. And after this, I'm gonna be ordering myself a big bowl of pho, so that'll be good for
what
me.
is pho?
It is Vietnamese soup, and it's very,
Ah,
very good, especially when I don't feel good. Even though it is literally 110 degrees outside today, which is I think 45 degrees Celsius.
mm.
Let me see. Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, I can't think of words. Okay. 110. Yeah, 43 degrees Celsius. That's how hot it's going to be today.
What soup is so good.
Yeah, you know when the Turanian ambassador was like, Urus seems like a paradise to me, and you call it hell. What must your home planet be like? That gave me chills. Right. You're right. I remember there was a part at the beginning where I think they were talking to the ambassador and about like a little bit of the differences in their culture. And Shevik was like, these freaking monsters, they don't respect women. And we're like thinking of like certain things like that. And it was just crazy to just see the juxtaposition between like what they were talking about. But yeah, Earth seems like a paradise to me and you call it hell. It's very interesting. Especially because the ambassador is in a state, like in a position of privilege. So it's like maybe if you were more of the poor people, you wouldn't say that.
Maybe if you were more of the poor people.
Yeah, I was like, maybe if you were poor, you wouldn't say
like
that.
me, like me.
Like not like me.
Oh!
Yes. Oh yeah, and so yeah.
Now I have a feeling that this book is gonna be too smart for me as well because it has like time
I think
travel.
it'll be less smart, at least from what I've heard. I mean, that sounds weird the way I said that, but you know what I mean. Where it's
But
like
the font is really big.
less what is the word I'm thinking about? Theoretical.
Oh
Yeah. They had some seriously good things happening with environmental protection and Alu. I think that's what she was talking about. Yeah. Since Earth had gone through total climate catastrophe. Yes. I was kind of surprised that Earth came into the story. And I was like, oh. It was very interesting to read about that. But yeah, it was really interesting to see about the decline of the environment, especially when you think about when it took place in the 70s. That's when the environmental movement really started. I mean, you could argue it started a little bit in the 60s, but that's when people were like, oh my God, we are ruining the planet. It's interesting that Ursula was like, well, in this world, planet's already ruined. We already screwed it up.
I mean, that's what's gonna happen anyway.
Right. It's like, what you need to do with the time where it's not even try to understand it, just enjoy the aesthetic. Yeah. We're just gonna have to enjoy the aesthetic. Just go for vibes.
Okay.
I agree with you on that one.
So, which rating did you give it overall?
So if I combine my enjoyment and theoretical rating, like not theoretical, like as a concept book
Yeah.
rating, it's like a good 3.5. Uh,
Yeah.
but I know I'll rate it higher upon reread.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's a 3.5 for now, but I know I'll rate it higher once I'm like, you know, I need, I need that second read.
I think I will give 2.5 as well. But I don't
Mm.
know if I should round it off to 4 or not.
Mm,
Probably just round it up to 4 because it's Ursula the Guin. Because it's
right.
a good book. It's just like, again, concepts, stuff to think about, etc.
True. You're right. I wish I just didn't read it as quickly as I did. I wish I took my time.
That's what happens when you're on a deadline for a live show.
I That's what happens when you start a week prior. Hey, I started a week prior, not like 2 days prior. So look at me.
I read it in the middle of July and I have regrets.
Yeah, I understand.
But like the effort to reread wasn't in me.
That's fair. That's fair. Especially if you reread it and if you wanted to take time, you would have to, take more
Needed
time.
Dispossessed for Dummies. Looking over to my sci-fi self.
Not a dispossess.
Want by Cindy Pon.
Oh, there's another one that I'm thinking about that's like has the themes of dispossessed, but again,
Court
it's for dummies.
Mirage by Samaya Dodd.
Let me look at my books and my stats.
I love your song. No,
Oh,
actually, Want by Cindy Pon is a good one. It's basically the same ideas, just fun YA
love
heist
that.
crew instead. Have read the Cindy Pon book, and did you like it?
Ooh, did you? Did you? I hope you did. Ooh, another one that I think could work. Sky Hunter by Marie Lu.
I haven't read that.
I liked it a lot, and it has some similar themes to this book, but is more it's like on the border of YA and adult, and
Yeah.
it feels a little bit more accessible.
Wait, Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins.
Yes, how do we? Oh my god, yes.
It has like some of the same concepts.
It has similar themes, like not exactly like some are, it's like the Venn diagram.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of them are, yeah.
Not that I bet Sarah's read the Hunger Games.
I
Hehehe.
was like, I hope you have, because the new movie's coming out in November.
Sadly,
Why, sadly?
because the book sucked.
I know I didn't read the book, but I'm excited for a new movie. I own them all now on DVD.
Wow, what a loser.
Right,
Do you, do you have a DVD player?
I do.
I do too.
My boyfriend gave me one for my birthday.
Ha! Oh, Hunger Games. Okay, then I guess the gist of it. Basically, but it's a bit opposite because Katniss always had her life sucking, but this dude realizes that his life sucks. He doesn't know it initially.
Right. So it's like similar-ish. You need to change it a bit. Change it up a bit. But
Hunger Games read along.
that'd be so interesting. I haven't read the Hunger Games. Well, the first time I read them was during the pandemic, 2020.
Well, I read them many years ago, and then I never reread them because I hated Mockingjay at the time. And then obviously I watched the movies many times, and then I reread them. I don't think it was 2020 under the pandemic, but like, and they were so good still. Like they were really great books.
They were so good. I was like, well, I watched the movies when they came out, and then I didn't read them until 2020 for some reason. I don't know what took over me.
Well, this is what President Snow tries to do, but
Getting to dystopia again. Right, true. There's another one. I'm trying to think of the book I'm thinking of that has that like sci-fi as a concept. if you want another
I mean,
one.
yeah, because Hunger Games is more like
But
in
yeah,
the States, while this is in space in the future. It's a bit different.
right. Right.
Why?
Oh, kind of similar, but kind of not similar. There's The Quantum Thief by Hanu Rajanini. It's more if you took a lot of the themes of the Dispossessed, but you gave it more of the aesthetic of like not what am I thinking about? A Blade Runner, like a Blade Runner aesthetic.
Huh.
Um but has like a lot of the themes of the Dispossessed. I read it back when I took a science fiction class in college. So, it was really good. I liked it.
I want to take a science fiction class in college.
It was a good class. All we did was read science fiction and talk about science fiction theory and history. It was great. I just said fuck off. Okay, yeah, it is a little hard to understand sometimes. I won't lie.
Well, you were supposed to recommend books for dummies.
Well,
Then
I understood. Well, I understood how some people didn't understand it. If that makes sense.
you
But
just
nah. But I tried. I just tried. But okay, but Sky Hunter by Marie Lu, that'll be my recommendation for
mine is the Hunger Games.
well, I mean it's a good one. It works.
It is.
Um
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Do we have more, or do we want to recommend a queer book?
I have a queer book to recommend that I know you've already read, but I just finished it yesterday and I liked it a lot.
Spill the beans.
So I just read, I know I'm very behind on the hype of this book, but I just read Legends and Lattes. I listened to it all in one sitting at work. And I really liked it. Yes. I know. I don't know why it took me so well, I did have it on hold at the library for like 12 weeks. So it was partly that. But again, I listened to it all in one sitting. And I thought it was really good. It was just nice and chill. I just loved learning about Viv and Viv just kind of getting over, oh, I own this little coffee shop and all the regulars at the coffee shop and teaching everyone
Like
about
that's
coffee.
it's like I don't understand, but it works so well. Even
Right?
though
Oh,
like not a lot happens, but it works so well. We should have read it for Facing Gaze.
right. I mean, like, you know what we could do? We could read the prequel.
That is coming in November or whatever.
I think it's already out.
No, Bookshops and Bone Dusts comes now. This like in a few months
Then why is it available at my library?
because it's not out yet.
No, I meant like I could read it, like I could borrow it at my library.
I don't know.
Like, let
I'm
me
gonna
check.
check. Maybe. No, it's maybe it's not out.
Oh,
until-
maybe I'm wrong. Because at least when I swear when I looked, it said it was.
No, it comes out in November.
I should check that one out. I will put that down.
It
But,
is potential for December pick, maybe.
right. But it was so good. There was this one part that I loved when I was listening to it is that every time they would update the board, like they would say out the board, and as I'm listening to the audiobook, I was just like, it's so cute. I don't know why. I loved it. And especially someone who was a barista for like 2 months and has made coffee.
2 months. I love that. I thought we were gonna say like 2 years.
No, literally 2 months. It was not long, but because that place sucked. But anyways, but I don't know. I just loved like every aspect of it. I didn't give it a 5-star.
Neither did I, but I still like a favorite book kind of. It's weird
Right.
to describe.
I was like, the only reason I didn't give it a 5, I give it a 4.5, is because it's. I guess it was missing that one je ne sais quoi that I feel like in a year, not that I'm gonna forget about it, but that my love for it is gonna diminish a bit, and I'll only regain that love when I reread it, if that makes sense. Like I don't think it has like the staying power in my brain. You can never quite achieve a perfect utopia is an important component too. That is true. It kind of in the book it pretty much what was I gonna say? I completely just blanked on my brain. Oh my god. Am I did I lose that many brain cells this morning? Lord.
I don't know what you were trying to
I'm
say.
literally trying to think of it. I'm like, oh wait, oh, I was so close. God. Okay. Wait. Oh, okay. Like it's an important component that is like every little world that we saw insight to in the book, you can all see had some flaws more than others, but they all had like a couple major flaws. Yeah. Oh no, Tina, I hate that you said you hated that because I loved that part when they kept repeating the sign. They didn't do it like all the time. I think they did it like max 5 times. And I will try cursed cocktails because I remember seeing that recommendation on TikTok.
I'm just making you read all the comments.
Do you want to read the comments?
No.
Apparently, I have no brain cells.
I
I can't think. But what is this? Identity by Missy. I'm gonna look it up. Identity. Sandra, what's your queer rec? Ooh, this is a great cover.
I don't think I've read anything.
Okay, we know that's a lie. That you've read nothing.
I haven't read anything gay. Everything I read is straight. No, like I read A Lady for a Duke. Really enjoyed that.
Okay, I will be putting this book, Identity, on the list. What were you doing?
I read A Lady for a Duke. I really enjoyed that.
Yay!
But it was like last month.
Oh.
And then I did read a like Korean book, but I don't know if I can consider the book queer because the daughter was queer, but it follows like the mother, and then her daughter is gay or like lesbian,
Right.
and then she is very homophobic.
Ooh.
But then she kind of changes her mind. So it's very interesting to read about because her daughter's like being discriminated against because she's together with a woman. And then her mother is like throughout a lot of the book, she's like, can she just be normal? Then she wouldn't have such a hard time, etc. etc. But then after a while, she just wants her daughter to be like treated like everyone else and it shouldn't matter who she's with. Yeah, but I don't know if I would consider it a queer book because it's like the main character wasn't queer. But yeah.
It's like on that teetering. Yes, but I also don't like the Wayward Children series, so like a little different than that. Okay. Let me explain myself. Let me explain. I liked the first book a lot. I hated the second book.
Yeah, I know. The second book isn't amazing, but it's still a fun series overall.
But it was to the point where I didn't want to read the rest of the series, and I still haven't. You know what I mean?
That seems like an issue with you.
Maybe I should just pick up the third. Do you think I'll like the third, Sandra?
Yeah. The third is very fun.
Okay, I'll pick up the third. Am I a hater?
Yes. It is not on my TBR yet because it's only like ugly height, but it seems like to be the only height I can get.
Right. Oh, but yes, I agree. Sarah, they should just make a bunch of them in the world. I would love that. Because I want more.
Sorry, I'm researching identity.
You're good. It also kind of Legends and Lattes, when I think about it, kind of gave me a D&D vibe, even though it wasn't D&D.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. I would say, Sarah, that's actually a popular opinion. I think it seems like a lot of people really like that second book, and so I feel like maybe mine's an unpopular opinion. But I'm not sure.
Just never listen to Cecilia. She's always wrong.
No, I like things. I was just reading a manga series that I was like reading a bunch yesterday, huh?
You know what I realized today? I talked to Erica about it. Is that all the manga series I picked up because of you are the worst ones I ever read.
That's a lie. No, it's okay. I will say a lot of the ones
I'm not saying they are bad, by the way. I'm just saying that they're the ones I feel a bit like meh about. So they're the worst ones because they're the ones that are on the bottom. And all the ones Erica recommended me are like on top. And all the ones that are on bottom are the one you made me read.
I will also say that a lot of the ones that you have read that you liked at the very top are ones I also read before you, but I knew you wanted to read them, so I didn't recommend them.
I picked them up because of you, and it's funny. It's funny.
God. But then also you like a lot of manga that I will literally never read. Like I will never read Berserk. You can't pay me to read Berserk.
Well, wasn't that the one you showed off? No, that was Helsing.
Helsing is the one I love. Yes.
Well, Berserk is like one of the best things I ever read.
The sole reason I refuse is because I heard about like the 30-page long rape scene, and I refuse to read a book that has that long of a rape scene.
I mean, yes, it is a lot of rape in it in general.
Like,
so
and I
get
was like,
people
I'm not
don't
reading
want to
that.
read it. It was
like,
actually
if they
quite
made an edition where they took that part out, then I'd be like, you know what? Maybe.
Could just skim the pages. I'm not saying that the rape is good, by the way. It's generally just a lot of rape in the series. And if that's something you don't want to read about, I get why you don't want to read it. Like in general, not you, but general with people. But it's like it's like the best thing I ever read.
Yeah, it's like maybe. I mean, my boyfriend he loves that series. He has like all of them. So it's like maybe, but again, like just tell me which pages have the rape scene so I can skip it, because I'm not even going to look at the pages.
You need to.
Yeah, I was like, why is it even there? Even the author was like, I regret putting those pages in there.
It's a lot. I guess at the time he wanted to show like what happened, so it makes sense for one character to hate another character so deeply.
Fair. Also, wait, I just have a very random tangent that I just wanted to ask. Do you like Spy Family? Because I'm feeling very mid. Because I'm feeling very mid about it right now, and I don't know if
I just can't deal with this person today.
I'm on volume 8. I should clarify. I'm very far into the series.
Yeah,
I
read.
I'm kind of mid about it at the moment. I loved it at first, and now I'm feeling mid.
I loved it at first, and then I felt a bit like, not that it was mid, but a bit like it lowered a bit. But now I read the volume 9, and I just gave that 5 stars.
Oh, okay. So I read to 9. All right, okay.
But 9 is the latest one out in English.
Right, because I just borrowed 8 from the library.
So like I agree. I'm not saying it was bad. I just like it lowered a bit.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Because I was kind of like, maybe it's also because it's been a while since I've like read a little bit of it. So
yeah, that's the problem with manga sometimes as well. It's like Jujutsu Kaisen. I love it. I have no idea what's going on because.
No, I need to start reading it because I've only seen the movie. Haven't watched any of the series. Haven't read any of the books, but I watched the movie, and
that's
I like.
So weird.
It's because my friends wanted me to go, like wanted to see it, and I was like, sure, I'll see it with y'all.
We are on a tangent now.
We are such a tangent. We stop.
Like we no one cares about this.
No one cares.
We can talk backstage.
Yeah.
This is like sprint talk. Either way, we were talking about Queer Rex, and I talked about the Queer Rex, which is why we talked about Berserk.
Right.
Now we talked about manga. I don't even know.
Right.
So we are gonna leave because this is stupid that we're here disturbing you all. But thank you so much for coming to this very in-depth discussion of the Dispossessed.
Yes.
We didn't even rewrite it because I don't think I will be able to rewrite this. It's too smart for me.
Yeah, there's nothing much to rewrite.
No, not rewrite. Maybe just up the plot a bit.
Right. That's the only thing I can think of is just.
But I would write it in the same way, just like add more like a bone structure in between everything, and then we will have it. I think.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming, everyone. We will talk about the Wicked Bargain next month.
Yes.
You should see us then. Maybe you will see us before, unless we are dead.
No, we're not as dying. Like,
well, you never know. I could be hit by a bus through my window right now. I could die.
That's fair.
Or like a bird could come in and just like crush the glass in my face, and I'm dead. Like, who knows?
My gosh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.